Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
We ready?
I am now, thank you.
Okay, so I have 4 comments from people that couldn't be here tonight that asked me to.
And who are these people?
They're just residents of Canton that couldn't make it to the meeting tonight. I got emails or Facebook comments about the.
It would be nice to know who these people
If
are.
they're Panton residents, for sure.
Well, I have the name of one of them. I didn't write down the names on the other 3. Oh, I know who this is.
Because I've heard comments saying on Front Porch Forum, somebody from Orwell makes a comment about our solar fields, like,
Yeah.
well, that's great, but you don't live in Panton.
Yeah, we need Panton residents.
I need
so
Panton
that's
Yeah,
helpful.
well, there are people that live outside of Canton. There are over 300 over here that do care about this.
I understand
Just
that.
because they don't live in Canton at the moment, doesn't mean that they should be excluded from.
Well, you know what,
voicing their
Sharon,
opinion.
you can't vote in New York and neither can I. You can only vote here in
This
Panton.
isn't a vote.
I'm telling you, I
It's a
really don't
petition.
care what someone says who lives in Orwell.
Well,
I
their
really,
parents might live here, or they may have
Then they're-
been raised here. and
they're,
they-
again, Sharon,
They can-
I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm just telling you, I cannot be concerned about people who don't live in this community.
Okay, well, they do live in the community.
Just
They
not
don't live in Panton.
They don't live in Panton.
If you want to be
if you
semantic,
could
either you want to talk to us or you.
just-
It's probably
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, I have a comment of my own first, which is back to the telling people what to do with their own land.
Mhm.
This land is not zoned for industrial, utility scale solar fields. The zoning is put in place to protect the public. And I don't know how even the Addison County Regional Planning Commission can overlay a commercial, zoning over people's agricultural lands without them knowing about it. You know, I mean, one of the farmers declined to participate in this, which is what reduced their field from 300, and I'm guessing 300 to 150 acres, which is why they want to move it south. I'm just guessing from this little gray area here. This is the area where it should be. This is how far south they want to go. It's a lot. And I talked to Adam Luigi about it and asked him about it, and he said that because Panton has this enhanced energy plan, which they should not go back on because it was put in place to protect the townspeople and their, you know, investment in their quality of life. This is something that's bigger than just telling people what to do with their land. This is something that would impact the quality of people's lives, the character of the town overall. Dead Creek is the most visited wildlife management area in the state. It is going to impact that. It's going to, you know, I mean, it's just a lot bigger than just saying, oh, you can and can't do this with your land. What they're doing is telling us that we're gonna have to live in a community that we love that's gonna be altered forever.
Okay, I have a question. So if it's going to adversely affect Dead Creek, then there has to be some sort of environmental impact statement that will have to come forward,
That
which
is
will, can
one
I
comment
finish
here.
can I finish what I was saying?
One comment here.
Can,
Okay.
can she finish, Sharon?
It's
Yeah,
a
go
question.
ahead.
Okay, so if if it's adversely impacting Dead Creek, wouldn't there be an environmental impact statement and something from the Department of Environmental Conservation to have some sort, or Fish and Wildlife that would have some sort of,
We would expect that that would happen, yes.
okay.
And that's one of the first comments
And
until,
I would also say, I understand you had a conversation with Adam Luigi. I know Adam well, and my question is, it would be excellent to hear from Adam himself, and other than a second source, as you would
Yeah, we
probably.
should invite him
Invite
to.
invite Adam and let him tell everybody else what he told me.
Cool.
I was trying to understand
I-
the 300-acre issue, because these people are kind of pushing for, they think that, you know, just because the 300 acres that was designated in the original town plan, enhanced energy plan, well, the one farmer just said he didn't want to participate, so to still get 300 acres, that's why they want to move it down here, but the town plan does not say.
You've told us this.
Okay, this is what Adam told me.
You're repeating.
The
So
town plan does not say they can have 300 acres anywhere they want in Canton. It just says that this particular area that was designated as a possible future energy spot has 300 acres. It doesn't mean that that 300 acres can be over here, or over here. It's here.
and Sharon, we understand that since the three of us have actually voted on this plan.
Okay, well, I'm just saying what he told me. You asked me.
I didn't ask you. I asked that Adam would speak, other than you surmising what he said.
You
Keep
said you
going.
didn't want it secondhand.
Exactly.
So,
So,
okay, so
good,
invite
Adam.
him to tell you what you told me.
We will do that. Thank you.
Okay.
Your next question.
Okay, so here is a comment from Maura
More of who?
Mock.
Where does she live?
I didn't write down her address.
Okay.
Okay.
We're just,
Well,
again.
I'm just
it's-
asking
For
questions,
us,
you know,
for
Sharon.
us, we have to take it as from people from the town of Canton.
Yeah.
Because people who live outside of the town, while they can have their opinion, it's really a town issue.
That's your opinion. A lot of
No.
people think it's bigger than.
No, it is our,
the
it's
town
not
issue.
our, it's our fact, because it affects the town on money
It
issues.
affects everybody that drives.
Sharon,
up
are
and
you
down
gonna
22A.
let me talk, and then when I'm done talking, you can talk, okay? Please don't walk over me. I've given you the respect of letting you have your conversation. Please let me have mine. And I will tell you that the people who in this community have a decision what they want to do. They've empowered us to help them make that decision. I cannot help people from Orwell or Jens or some other place in New York or whatever. I can only listen to the 668 people that live in this community. I don't really care what those other people say. It doesn't affect me. It just affects what affects this town. If we're talking anything else beyond that, when they drive by, they might not like your house and they might say, tear it down. Well, Sharon lives there and we're not going to tear it down because Sharon lives there, just because you don't like it. So that's how that kind of works. And so we have to really stay focused on the people and the residents. So when you have people that you don't even know who they are or where they're from or where they are, it's kind of meaningless to us and you're wasting our time, because I need to know people who actually are. These people live in our community. These people have an opinion, and I will carry their opinion. But again, I just can't
We just need to be-
arbitrarily,
we need to-
capriciously choose someone's opinion. This is Howard Hall saying. Maybe Howard Hall didn't say that.
This
So
is
we
the
just
first
need-
time I've been given this information. From
Okay.
now on, I will definitely write down your name and town.
Okay,
That
yeah.
would be,
Okay.
that would be
amazing.
beneficial.
Thank you.
If you ever get a copy of the petitions, you can go through and pick out all the Canton people, which I've already done, and I know how many people are on
Okay,
there.
great.
Okay?
Right, and then you
Those are
should,
the people we want to
You
hear
can
comments
ignore the
from.
ones that are outside.
What?
Terry's not,
Terry's not, Terry is not showing the space, so
No,
he's
he's not part of
meaningless
the
to us, and he
conversation,
wants to
so-
listen, fine, he might be a
He
reporter.
can sit and listen, that's fine. He wants to be part of the conversation and state an opinion. I mean, we have no way to have people, we can't force people to put their face on the TV. We can't.
And that's why these two other people have their face on. Yes, Sharon, go
Okay,
ahead.
so just, making that issue about tourism is, one of the biggest parts of the Vermont economy, okay? And this is why it's important, not just to the town of Canton. There are a lot of tourists that come to Canton, and they drive up and down 22A, and the reason tourists come to Vermont is because they love the rural character of the state, okay? This is something that is gonna alter that to the degree that, I mean, for 40 years, that could possibly impact the state economy, okay? That's all I have to say about that. All right, so here is this woman's comment. Until we know the impact on the
Who,
environment.
again, Sharon, who is this woman?
This is a woman that lives in Canton.
What's her name?
I just told you, I already told you, Maura Mock.
When you told us more her name, you told us you didn't know where she lived, so.
Yeah,
Well,
Keep
I'm
going,
pretty sure
keep
she
going.
lives in Canton.
pretty sure.
I know,
Keep going.
I
Go
didn't
ahead.
know I had to provide that information. If I
Keep-
would have known that, I would have
Okay, keep going.
written that
Keep going,
down.
Sharon.
We know that, until we know the impact on the environment and bird migration, the Canton Select Board should not allow this to go forward or flat out reject this proposal. That was the comment she wanted me to make on her behalf.
Okay.
Great.
Here is, now this comment, I didn't write down the name.
So let's not hear it. Let's move on to people that we actually know that live in Canton.
It's public comment time.
Yeah, it's public comment.
Just let's
The public
get
does
through it.
not have to live in the
You
town
know
to
what?
make comments.
Please do not shout at us. We are not shouting at you. And again, we would appreciate that. Give us a little respect. No, you know what? You're not running the meeting. We are.
Okay, I'll make
So-
this comment as me, Sharon, who lives in Canton.
Great, thank you.
That would be great, Sharon.
We would like an outside environmental assessment completed to assess the impact of this solar array on the bird migration by an outside contractor of our choosing. And we need we need to know what the impact is to the birds and tourism and have that evaluated. Okay, here's another comment from me. We'd like a soil sample completed by an outside contractor of our choosing. We need to determine the loss of use of the area for other purposes, that it could be used for other purposes. This is not land that has been degraded for agricultural use. It hasn't been, like said, oh, this is bad land, can't use it for agriculture. You're gonna throw up a bunch of solar panels. It could maybe be used for affordable housing, which the state drastically needs.
It doesn't belong to Canton. We do not get to decide what this person does with their property.
Oh, okay, but a solar company can.
It's the property
They're
owner,
leasing it.
from the property owner.
Owner.
It's not
If you
public
put up, if
land.
you said, I have 1,000 acres, you say, I want to put up solar panels. The town can't sit there and say, no, you can't do that. You have to go through this process. And the
Okay,
process
but-
is, like the one over here, the Vostervelds own the property, but Green Mountain Power is leasing it. So
I understand that.
So
that isn't what
But it's
you,
only 40 acres. You're talking about 3.
No.
but it's still
it's the
not
same
our
thing,
property.
Sharon.
It's just bigger.
Vostervelds don't like sheep on their property, on the solar field. That's too bad. They're leasing it, so they're allowed to have sheep on it.
I mean, the thing is we can,
It's a lease.
I know that.
but when,
I've
like,
seen the lease agreement.
but what I'm saying,
Great.
what we're
Then
saying,
you should
Sharon, is that
understand it.
when you, can you reread that comment to me? Would you mind? I'm sorry.
We'd like a soil sample completed by an outside contractor of our choosing to determine if the loss of use of the area would lose it also for other purposes. Not now, not right now. It's just trying to determine if there is other uses that maybe down the road would be valuable usage that would be impeded by having solar panels.
Okay,
on it.
so one of the things that I've been thinking about, which, is if these landowners decide that they need to use this property for income or for whatever the reason is that they want to put this property to use. Right now, they're looking at solar panels. If this gets turned down, maybe it will be zoned for
Right.
ag zoning for housing, and maybe there'll be 30 houses down there.
Right.
But that's not, we don't get to decide that.
No.
We're gonna oversee it and make sure that it's done properly, and we can certainly weigh in. But
Okay,
it
but
is,
still goes back to the question of then how can you decide to overlay this area with a energy enhancement?
We did not decide that. You did.
I didn't.
Well, you had an
No
op,
one's decided anything yet.
You
It
just-
hasn't even been applied.
no, she's talking about the energy enhancement plan. The energy enhancement plan was voted on by the public. And if you didn't vote, I'm sorry you didn't, but it was given the right to vote on it. And there were many hearings on it, and you could have
And what about the
participated.
landowners at that point? Did they get to say, I don't want this on top of my property?
Yes.
and everybody in the town had the opportunity to vote on it, and then
But why did-
majority rules.
Why does everybody else get the right to vote on what happens on somebody else's property?
Because it's not a physical structure, it's a plan.
It's a plan.
Absolutely
That doesn't
contrary
make
to your
sense.
earlier argument, where we should be able to tell.
It's just-
Now you're saying we shouldn't.
I
Okay,
mean,
so move on, Sharon.
Any,
Yeah, that
any
just
more
doesn't make
comments?
sense.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the other thing that bothers me is that, this particular project in the form that they're trying to propose here
Mhm.
is going to put a farmer out of business. And I have never known Vermont to be in favor of putting farmers out of business for whatever reason. Okay, that doesn't sit well with me.
Okay,
Okay,
Then this is a comment that's come up a lot. There's quite a few people that, are very.
this is your comment.
yes, this is her comment
No,
right
this
now.
is from Lorraine Kaiser.
Okay, thank
Lives
you.
in Canton.
I
couldn't
know
be here
Lorraine
tonight.
Kaiser, yeah.
Okay. She says, this is what she sent me, a comment or an email. How can we trust the word of an international company that violated international bribery laws and paid $98 million fee?
Okay.
That issue is not sitting well with a lot of people. They do not think that the town of Canton should involve themselves in that kind of a situation,
Okay,
okay? So
anything
that's
else,
all I
Sean?
have.
All right, thank you for coming.
Anybody else?
Anybody else? Mr. Jackson, no?
Okay.
Okay. Marcy, do you have anything to say?
I'm good, thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you for your comments. And I think we were quite generous for giving you the time to
That's
talk
good.
about that.
That's good, because it's really important to a lot of people, and it's important to us. And so we do, I mean, it's great to have, even if it's what people consider to be a bad reason, it's good to have people ask at these meetings. So we do appreciate you coming.
Yes. All right. Closing communications. Let us review and approve accounts.
No, we closed
Oh,
public
sorry,
comment.
public
We
comment.
have
Moving on to
communications.
communications. Ms. McCormick.
There is a meeting scheduled between me, Ron Redmond, and Tim Cowan with respect to the grant for looking at the boundaries between Canton and Virgins.
Yes.
Friday morning at 9 a.m. There's nothing to be hidden about it. I don't know if you remember the Addison County Regional Planning Commission. They had small grants to give out, so they gave the Gens 10K, and they gave Canton 10K to finally put to rest where the boundaries really should be between the two towns, because the Gens seems to have creeped a bit over a couple hundred years. But it also impacts.
Possibly.
Possibly, right.
It impacts the whole bypass nonsense, so we're trying to get that settled and go that way. So that's what that conversation will be about. Tim Cowan has studied that issue quite a bit and done some presentations on it, so it looks like he will be hired because he's an expert to work on that. So that's that.
Terrific.
For this coming year's audit, do we want to consider other audit firms, put it out to bid?
We should probably talk about that, and it's,
That would be one that would be really nice to have Zach here.
Yeah.
For that, because
so,
he has a lot of good.
I'd like to
perspectives.
table that discussion if we could.
We'll put it on our next agenda.
We received another postcard with no offer, or, not signed against the solar.
Okay.
Field.
Okay,
All over the place.
okay.
The Zoom laptop doesn't really have enough memory to do what it's supposed to do, so Calkins Networks is going to spec more memory that should make it work better. It should cost about $80.
Okay.
Seems appropriate
It
for
does.
the public stuff.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, the battery backup downstairs seemed to be the problem with the internet on Friday, so we have a new backup. We determined to leave the one that's in place, And the new one will reside here in case the other one craps out. There's 2 plugs on the back that can be moved from the one that's existing to the new one, so even I can handle that. So,
Great.
and that's about $150.
Okay,
Say what?
So backup for backup.
As
Right.
technology goes.
okay.
Okay, I think that is all I have.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. Anything else? Nope. All right. Let us review and approve accounts payables, warrants, timesheets, and payroll warrants. Sure, you're out of order, but go ahead, Sharon.
Just voting on the enhanced energy plan, yes, in its form, but not to the extent it south of West Road. We voted for the plan in its current form.
Yes.
That is correct.
Exactly.
So did we.
Can you hand me those papers?
We didn't vote to.
And I think, and again, like I said before, I think that's a place where we're gonna have some negotiations, to be able to figure out what's gonna work best for everybody involved.
I know, it's already made the responsible. And they ultimately, unanimous, no, we're not going to do it. So we'll see what happens. I already have that in minutes.
And it's on agenda.
What's that seem time? How'd that look, okay?
David Ray, he was working on, he's like 4 or 5 hours. What was he doing? Okay. Okay. At this time of year, it's hard to keep up.
All right.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the check warrant report from the 7th to the 7th.
That's the pay period ending.
Yes.
7th.
Yep.
I'll second that.
And the accounts payable. Pardon?
You're not allowed to make a motion, you're the chairman. Teresa can make a motion and you may second it.
I'll make a motion to approve the timesheets and,
Um,
and account payable warrant.
And I will just say this, I hope,
Robert's rules of order, that's all
And-
I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty knowledgeable in Robert's Rule of Order. As being a past union president of a big union, so I'm,
So regardless.
so
Lisa made
I
a
will
motion.
second it and I will, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Okay.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to move in the executive session to talk about personnel issues. Thanks, everybody, for
Thank you
coming.
for coming.
I'm gonna stay for when you come out of the executive session.
Well, you'll have to leave the room,
That's
please.
fine, I understand.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Have a good night.